Hello everyone, I'm Ioannis and I welcome you to another part of this strategy guide for Lords of the Realm 2. Today we're going to be seeing another exploit of the game. You can even call it a cheat perhaps. This is a trick you can use if you are under attack by an army, and if one of your counties is under attack by an army and you cannot defend normally, perhaps because you don't have a castle in this particular county, or perhaps the castle is going to be ready in, let's say, 3-4 turns, or the castle you have is not defended for some reason, or for whatever reason you just want to buy some time. Now we see that this particular county here, Raw Siena, is under attack by the knight, by this army. Imagine that I didn't have anything to protect it with. What you can do here is you can recruit a very small army. The minimum, of course, is 50 men. In this particular case, you see that the slider is playing tricks on me, so I can either recruit 39, which I can't, or 59. So it will have to be 59. 59 men that don't even need to have any weapons. You can just have peasants. It doesn't need to be, they don't need to be, in fact, I don't think they should be equipped, because this army probably is going to get lost at some point. So you create this small army. I'm not going to bother with macro management here, with the grain and all that. So you bring this army relatively close to the enemy army, and then you end your turn. Now, as soon as the new turn starts, you need to move this army out of the way, because the computer will stupidly try to attack that particular army. And you see that essentially it's like he has lost all his turn, or at least this particular army of his has lost their turn. Normally they would have more moves here, but they're not going to use them. Now, for the next turn, you can move them a little bit further away to make sure. You end your turn, and once again you move them out of the way. And I move them a little bit there so that I have more time. Remember, you need to do this immediately when the new turn starts, so that you can beat him to it, basically. And of course you need to skip any messages that will appear, like droughts or floods or whatever. So you see that I even managed to bring him out of the county, or almost out of the county. Of course, in this case he's attacking me with another army here. That's not really important. This is obviously a pillaging army. I have 59 peasants and he will probably have less. So I just, skip this fight. Yeah, I lose a lot of peasants. I don't care at this point. I'm just using these to buy some time. In the meantime, the county here, of course, should have time to at least build a castle, or perhaps hire a bigger army, or get mercenaries or something like that. In any case, you can go on doing this like forever, and you see that I have moved them considerably outside of the county. Of course, in this particular case, we see I'm being attacked by another army. You cannot do anything about that. In theory, you could do this once again for this army, but it will be very difficult. In fact, I think it would be impossible to do this thing with two enemy armies, because, as I said before, you need to move them out of the way right when the turn starts, and before his army starts moving, or at least before he reaches your peasants in this particular case, because if he does, then he will kill them. And of course, if he kills them, you can start all over. Okay, so let's see now if you can do the same thing with two armies. You see that in this particular case, I've already lost one of my exploitation armies, and I'm gonna repeat the same thing with two enemy armies this time. This should be a little bit trickier. Of course, once again, you need to hire 52 men for this, in this particular case, it's 52. I'm a little bit closer to the 50, that is the minimum. This is not really important. Peasants, once again, remember here, I didn't mention this before, make sure you move them here or somewhere there. Don't leave them here inside this part, because then it will be very difficult to get them out of there. So let's see how that goes.
Your people.
Right, so this thing was lucky, because you saw I moved them there. This second army wanted to attack them, and instead of going through the road, they went through here, because that was where that's where the computer thought they would be. So in fact, in this particular case, I can exploit the game once again with 2 armies this time. In fact, it's even worse, because, you know, I see, to be honest with you, this thing that just happened, I had never seen it before. I don't think he meant to merge these 2 armies, but he did that. Anyway, now they are one, and I can exploit the situation even worse, in an even worse way, because now I don't have to deal with 2 armies that perhaps was a little bit, you know, stressful to do. Once again, you see he's bringing a pillaging army. This is really stupid. I only have 5 left there, but he's just foolishly going to go on attacking those 5. In this case, of course, he brought another army. He killed my men. If I wanted, and let's see this, I can use the last turn here, and perhaps, no, this time it didn't work once again. I need to be faster here. The problem is that he's very close to my army. Okay, I made it. Once again, they merged. So yeah, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, but that's the trick. That's how it works. Of course, now he has a huge army here. That could be a problem eventually, because it will be difficult to deal with it normally. But you see that this buys you a lot of time, and you can prepare yourself in the meantime, perhaps build a castle or hire another army or whatever. So this was the trick. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this particular trick, and looking forward to the next video. Take care.